evening and welcome back to the Daily Chit Chat session. Today we are going to talk about how to make ideas become the reality. Some of you may ask why I have such business ideas going on in my mind, why that I decided to build my website to be ready for the business. So I think first thing first, I need to clarify that those ideas are still ideas. They haven't gone to a stage where I can tell you that that is the reality, that is the success of mine. However, one thing though, I feel like I am successful in a way that I actually put those ideas into action. Some people out there might say, you know, the first step to success is ambition, but the second step, which is the most important one, is your action. So when you have an idea, you need to put them down on a piece of paper, or some might want to put that in your phone note, or some of you might want to put that in your journal. So you need to write down your idea. If it's not going to be developed if you don't keep thinking about it. So I think at first I was thinking about working in the fitness industry as a personal trainer. But as I keep thinking about fitness, as I keep thinking about becoming a personal trainer, it doesn't really stop there. So the fact that I've been thinking about it, I've been developing the thought. So from wanting to become a personal trainer, someone that can help people, you know, develop their body and change their mindset towards health and well-being, I now want to actually make my business in the future to become a platform for trainers and clients to interact with each other online and offline, wherever they are. So let's go back to the very beginning of my whole journey of me developing myself, you know, reaching to the point where I am at the moment. So I started off as a student who was, I think, back at the time I was 10 years old, and I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. So back at the time, I think I wanted to be a doctor, and I have a rough idea of wanting to go study abroad somewhere in the world. I remember going into classes and then these people would ask me, if you were to go abroad to study, what country would you like to go to? And I would just give them a country that I think, you know, is cool to me. So back at the time I had no idea what I wanted to do, but I know that I wanted to go overseas. So looking back at that, so back at the time I had my parents, I had my family and friends and teachers who point out to me what country would be the best for me right at that moment. Back at the time I still wanted to be an economist, I wanted to be a writer, I want to be an author of some books that is economics related in that field. And when I look up online and then when I do my research, I came to the conclusion that England is actually the best country for that field, because England is where the language actually originated from. I think the country is the best for me to develop myself in that field. And so I think for the 3 years spent in Australia for high school, I have a rough idea that I didn't want to remain in Australia after high school. So I know that I'm gonna go somewhere else. So the only places left to me is the US or the UK. And I've never been a big fan of going to the US for education. Let's be real. I have no ideas why, I have no reason, and I have nothing against the US, but I just never wanted to go to the US. So, you know, so the UK is sort of like my only option if I were to leave Australia. So when I came over here, I sort of, you know, vividly remember I wanted to do something in finance, I wanted to be a good auditor, I want to work for the Big Four, I want to do all these corporate jobs in the world that is very highly regarded in the society. However, when I reached to the point where I needed fitness in my life to stay sane, to get over other stuff going on that was really challenging, I come to the conclusion that fitness is going to be my passion. And if I were willing to be doing fitness every single day in, days out, for no sort of income whatsoever, I feel like I am in the right place, because that is where my heart is. And so eventually it hits, it took me a few months to get to the point where I decided to start reaching out to my friends that work in the field and ask for advice. And they said, if you can't afford to get qualified right now, the best thing to do is to reach out to this specific friend who is running a coaching center, who actually can let you have the course for a better price, and he can also let you pay on a monthly basis compared to what others are doing. So I said, that's great. I took the opportunity, and so as I get through the course and as I get through the content of the course, I start falling more in love with it. So every single day I go to my workplace, and then when I go back, I train myself, I work out, I eat the right food, and then at night I will train my brain with all of these fitness content, with all of these useful knowledge that I will be able to use to help other people in the future. So I think even though that is not my full-time job, it keeps being there with me most of the time, and I actively seek out ways to do fitness in life, and I actively search for ways to incorporate fitness into my life, whether that is watching people that do fitness really well, or watching television where fitness is mentioned, or just reading books about fitness, or just talking to friends that work in the field, or just simply just listening to podcasts and people that do really well in the field are talking about how they function and how they can help people. So I think an idea will always remain an idea if you don't keep building on it. So if you ever have an idea, I recommend you to put it down in a piece of paper, keep looking at it, or the best thing for you to do is to put it on your phone screen as a wallpaper. So whenever you look at your phone, you're going to see that idea, and the more that you see it, the more you're going to want to develop the idea, and the more that you think about it, you keep thinking about it, means that you're going to consciously go to resources where you will find people that are having the same passion as you do. And I think just the fact that you'll keep practicing thinking, you keep practicing developing that idea, is going to one day eventually turn into reality. So for example, if things go past, whenever I see somebody that's just starting a new YouTube channel, I talk to them and then I find out what editing software they use. Is it easy? Is it not? I'll have a look, I'll learn how to do it. If I can, then obviously I would have started, but a few software that people introduce me to, I find that too challenging. But up to this point, I managed to learn the skill. So I think everything can be learned if you really put your heart into it. So if you have an idea, and if you have a plan in your mind that you want to make something happen, you learn the very detail of it first. So when you know how to film video, when you know what to talk to the video, to the camera about, and if you know how to just choose a good angle where you can be sitting at to talk to your audience, then eventually you're gonna film a video, you're gonna edit out the content, you're gonna put it out there. So one quick note I just want to say to you guys is to just not be afraid to have ideas. Ideas are good, but the thing that makes idea different from the reality is your action in between. So just go out there, think about it, have a plan, execute your plan until it becomes a reality.